Hi everyone. Today we'd like to briefly share part of a presentation which the Gambling Lived Experience Network, GLEN, gave at this year's Public Policy Exchange webinar on the future of gambling in Great Britain. This part looks at self-regulation by the gambling industry when it comes to advertising gambling products which might be seen by children on television, and specifically how gambling advertising bypasses self-regulation. Gambling in Great Britain is regulated by the Gambling Commission. The Gambling Commission issue advertising guidance for licence holders as to what is acceptable for advertising and marketing gambling products. Those guidance simply state that the operators should follow the CAP and ASA standards, and that advertising gambling products and services must be undertaken in a socially responsible manner. But what is socially responsible when it comes to advertising? And for that, the Gambling Commission defers to the IGRG, the Industry Group for Responsible Gambling, an industry-run body coordinated by the Betting and Gaming Council, who issue an industry code for socially responsible advertising. And if we look at that code, they do recognise the need for a watershed, a 9 p.m. watershed to prevent children from being exposed to gambling advertising. The actual code states the gambling industry is acutely aware of the requirements of social responsibility, not least in relation to the protection of children. It was because of this that the industry code required that new gambling products should not be advertised on television before the commonly accepted watershed time at 9 p.m. And for the avoidance of doubt, it is worth underlining here that the sponsorship of television programs is classified as advertising. But, as you might spot there is an exemption. The exempting products which were already allowed to be advertised on television prior to the Gambling Act coming in 2005. Those products being bingo and lotteries. So there is an exemption stating that although we cannot advertise gambling on television pre-watershed, we can if it's for a bingo. This is an exemption which is very fully exploited. And the way this exception is seen is if you turn on the television on an afternoon or early evening, if it's on a commercial channel such as ITV, Channel 4, it's very likely that you will see lots of family entertainment shows which have been sponsored by apparent bingo sites. So for instance, Play Ojo Bingo sponsors Dancing on Ice, Gala Bingo sponsors The Chase, Tombola sponsors I'm a Celeb, and also Deal or No Deal. So these are shows which traditionally families will sit together, it might be around tea time, you'll be adults and children watching this program together and enjoying that program. And they're being sponsored by apparently bingo sites. If we then click through to one of the websites sponsoring these programs, for instance Tombola, it will tell us on the front screen that it is a bingo site. In fact, here we go, claiming Britain's biggest bingo site for Tombola. And many people will still associate bingo as being a less harmful form of gambling, one traditionally played in person, in bingo halls, as part of a social group event. A good night out, one which was seen as being more about socialisation than gambling. And it is that form of in-person play, when you physically go to a bingo hall, which was the reason why bingo and lotteries were considered acceptable to be advertised before the Gambling Act came in. But the reality is that the bingo sites we now see, the bingo sites which are advertising and sponsoring these family entertainment programs, are far more likely to host and promote single-person slot games than any collaborative group play experiences. And what we find, a few clicks away from the home screen, these bingo sites, which are sponsoring family entertainment, are actually trying to promote and get you to play spin games, online slot games, which are proven to be a far more harmful form of gambling than traditional in-person bingo ever was. So we've got games like Faro, Jackpots, Gone Fishing, and most worryingly of all, in the middle, Deal or No Deal Banker's Vault. So we're having the gambling companies who are sponsoring these TV shows, these family entertainment shows via their bingo branded websites, are actually creating slot games based on that theming. So, slot games based on the same TV shows being sponsored continues the association between family entertainment and gambling, which means that they use risk-free association in TV games in risk-present games. What we mean by that is If you turn on your average television program and go and watch a quiz show, you'll have ordinary members of the public who have paid nothing to be there. They're invited on and they're potentially winning large sums of money playing these games. So these are risk-free games from their point of view that may have big reward, whereas in truth, the games which have been sponsored, that the sponsors are asking you to play, are the other way around. They represent games where you have to pay to play, and the chances are the likelihood of winning will not be anywhere near as big or as frequently as is seen on the television programs. So we have the added appeal to children of seeing parents playing these games as well. We all know what it's like. If your child sees you doing something that looks interesting, they want to play. They want to have a go themselves. And if what they see you doing on your phone is playing a game that's themed or based on a family entertainment show, a show that you sit down and you enjoy watching with those children, then it's only natural that those children might think, oh, can I have a go, please? And that's one way in which children can be introduced to gambling through the back door. And even if parents are responsible, saying, no, you shouldn't do that, we can't do that because this is gambling. The whole point being that because of the Role Model Association and the Family Association, the Association of seeing family members watching TV shows and then gambling, it creates a lasting impression in the minds of those young people. It normalizes the idea that gambling is something that's socially acceptable when they see their role models doing it too. So what we suggest is, in terms of self-regulation and rules governing the marketing of public and visible gambling adverts viewed by children, we would ask that there should be questions over whether gambling adverts and sponsorship should be publicly available in all open, non-age gated settings, reviewing whether the pre-9 p.m. exceptions around bingo and lottery should be withdrawn or reapplied so that they just allow advertising and sponsorship by sites where the only product types present are bingo and lottery, and there are no spin games, no slot games or other forms of gambling, and that we should review the nature of TV programs which are allowed to be sponsored, perhaps by drawing up rules to direct what types of products can or cannot sponsor them. Thank you.